What is your favorite capability when it comes to Zoho Creator as a platform?
Flexibility. That's the most versatile thing within Creator. And like I mentioned earlier, it's not confined to drag and drop. It can be highly customized. And in one of our webinars, I encountered this question wherein I and my team were showcasing the what is that we've done with Creator, and they said, one of the persons said, you said this is drag and drop and you have created so much into it. I said that's the beauty. And this customer, when we created that blueprint, so he was like, wow, this is something I wanted to go for. But when we saw the result, we were astonished to hear customer himself mention that they've got 135% as the ROI. Can you beat it? 135%.
That's a huge number.
And that's huge. And this guy was like, guys, you've saved me. You gave me breathing space.
Hello, Abhishek. Thank you so much for joining us here. It's finally a pleasure to have you here after a very, very long time. So, can you quickly introduce yourself? What do you do, and what is Encap all about?
Sure. Thank you, Sayed, for having me here. If I talk about myself, I carry almost 2 decades of experience, and that too, in a variety, because I've worked with different industry verticals, and from almost last more than 11 years that I've been in CRM space, wherein I've been working on applications like Zoho and Salesforce. So I'm myself certified on Zoho, Salesforce, as well as Microsoft. I'm also Dell certified, and I carry close to 2 decades of experience. I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication, and I'm settled in US now, with my offices, one being in India in Chandigarh, and other being in Canada in Brampton. So these are the three locations that we have. I'm being backed up by a team of 25 developers. When I say developers, these are programmers who carry experience working on Zoho. They are experts, and it's a blend of people that I have. They are solution architect, technical architect, developer, project manager, and then QAs and designer as well. So I've recently, added marketing team as well, so that we could, brand ourselves, market ourselves as to what are the services that we are providing, and how is that we can help our customers gain what is that they are looking for.
You've been in the industry like for more than 20 years now, right? And there have been different technologies that have evolved in these 20 years, and especially low code coming into the frame, though the term got a bit, it got a bit of boost when it was recognized by different analysts out there, like Gartner, every single person out there. But I heard in one of the podcasts where Haider, who mentioned, like, who is the director of developer suite here in Zoho, he mentioned that creator was there before, even before the low code word came into the picture.
Yes.
When did you come across the low code platform, and how do you see this technology evolving in the future?
Like I said, I noticed it when this customer asked me that this guy is in a hurry for the implementation. So I would say, if I'm not wrong, this thing came across towards the end of 2016, close to 2016. At that point in time, we found that we need to have some application which is actually a low code and which can be hosted on the cloud, because otherwise people had to host their applications separately. So they had to fee separate fee, they had to make it ready for the mobile application, for the web application, and these kind of things. And they eventually, they were there, but it came into limelight after, for me, I'm not saying it's for the world, for me or my company, it came into limelight when we got such requirement. And now recently we are working on an inquiry wherein a customer wants that he should have an avatar created, wherein this person, even if he's sitting in India, he should not have to he can have an animated face and not an Indian voice. This sort of requirement. I mean, people are unique. They come up with new things, new ideas, and when an idea is there, then people like us get onto the platform, get behind the computers, and we start finding out as to what are the possibilities. So similarly, low code definitely came into our picture, or when we noticed it, when there was a requirement. So I'm sure it exists even before that, because I noticed that it came out in 2006. The creator was launched, but we found it 10 years later. So we
Yeah.
were already late. But when we found it is something that can be that can do wonders.
Earlier when we had a conversation, you were mentioning about how was part of one of your companies, and then you ventured out and you started it as an own consulting firm. Can you shed some light on that, and how did you come up with this name Encap, and what do you guys do?
Sure. So earlier we were part of Signity Software Solutions. It is an entity based out of Chandigarh. So over there we do custom application development. We do a lot of mobile application development, and that's where we started off this CRM development as well. And we kicked off with Salesforce, and eventually there was an opportunity when it came to us. At that point in time, we realized that Zoho is doing quite well, and we got a consultation opportunity. At that point in time, we realized that Zoho has a lot of potential, and we can do a lot within the Zoho ecosystem.
Perfect.
And that is the time. I'm sorry. So
No worries.
that is the time when we plan to have a separate division who completely focuses on CRM, application development, CRM consulting, let it be CRM implementation, migration, and third-party integration. So that's where we had this entity called the Encap Technologies, and Encap is basically a Canadian entity that was formed in 2009, but it was not functional because we did not have this vision of creating a CRM space, you can say. When we found that within Signity that there is something that we should do with the Canadian market, and that's where we found that and that's where we decided rather that we should do it from Encap Technologies, and we started advertising us as Encap. And earlier we were partners with Zoho by the name of Signity, and then we transitioned everything to Encap. So that's how it all started.
Thank you so much for that. How did you come across Creator as a platform? Like, when was the first time you came across Zoho Creator, and how was your experience with the platform?
Our creator came into picture when there was a customer who wanted some custom application. So that's where it happened in Signity only, because over there we were doing a lot of custom development, and you understand that this is traditional development which requires a lot of back and forth. These developers are quite expensive, and it takes a lot of time, and maintenance is difficult. So in order to avoid that, so customer said that I don't have that much time to go live, so I want to go live fast. So can you do something for us? So we, being consultant, discovered that Zoho has already created a platform called Zoho Creator, and it gave us the, when we explored, when we created our trial account over there, we explored that it had that drag and drop functionality. And when we explored it further, we found that it is not just confined to drag and drop. It can, we can write code in it as well, in the deluge scripting. So I had my developers, these guys were earlier Apex programmers, because they were trained on Salesforce. So they quickly learned this platform as to what sort of coding can happen and how it can be customized. So that's where we picked up this project, and we mentioned to the client that if we want to build this application in less than half of the time of what you are doing it on custom, so we should use Creator. And this customer, when we created that blueprint, so he was like, wow, this is something I wanted to go for.
Perfect. Spilling a bit of secret to our audience, like we, like you've been recognized as MVP, which is like most valuable professional inside the Zoho community. Uh, to people who don't know about it, can you shed some light, like what is MVP about, and how do you take this recognition?
I'm first of all, I feel proud when I got this recognition from Zoho. Community is Zoho has created a community. It's a platform basically wherein developers, wherein end users, they all communicate. They put on their issues, and Zoho responds to that. That first it is not just the basics. It's the custom thing wherein people get stuck, or if they are asking for add-on features, or if this is something that they are not able to do without an integration, or they are facing some challenge. So that's where on the community they put on their questions. So what I found that I should be a participant who should be actively engaged, because if I want to be ready for the future as to what market is seeking, I should know what's happening on the community. So that's where I started exploring community, and I started responding to the queries even before Zoho team could. So I acted as a extended team of Zoho who could respond to the queries and who could tackle the situations real time. And over there, that's where with my uh, you know uh, involvement regular involvement or regular participation, that entitled me to become a Zoho MVP. And this is second year in a row that I've been chosen one of them. And if there are only 13 people across the globe, and I'm proud to be one of them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your contribution, Abhishek. Earlier, you spilled like you've been working on Creator for a very, very long time. I think Encap has been functioning for 9 years or 10 years now. And you have done more than hundreds of implementations using different platforms of Zoho. How do you evaluate when a customer comes to you? How do you evaluate the process? Like which platform would suit their need? Because every platform has its own capability, right?
Correct.
And again, Creator comes into the picture where there's usually a saying like if any of the Zoho platform doesn't suit it,
Yeah.
suggest Creator to them. So
Created.
usually, like how do you take Creator in your perspective, and how do you pitch into your customers regarding Creator?
Sure. So when it comes to consultation, because like I said earlier, so we specialize in providing consultation to our clients. It's not that we are going to work with them for sure, but yes, when people are identifying as to what is that they need, they come up with a problem area to us. And we definitely need to provide them with a solution. So first and foremost is that we try and understand their business. How is that their business operates? What are the current tools that they are using? What are the limitations that they are having with those current tools? And based on that, we have created some use cases which demonstrate as to what use case, if this is something similar to what they are facing. So we kind of give a demo. So when you said that Zoho has a large variety of tools, it is very right. So more than 45 plus applications. It's a big suite of applications. So it becomes difficult for the customer to decide. However, when they come to us, so we understand that if things can be done with the basic customization, then we recommend that they should go for Zoho One. However, when they say no, this is very unique, or this requires a lot of integration, a lot of custom application development, that's where we choose the platform as Creator. And that's where we customize it based on their industry vertical, based on the integrations that they want to do, things like that.
What kind of applications do you think can be built on Creator, Abhishek? Like, there are different industries out there, right? And every industry has its own way of working. Is Creator very limited to certain industries, or like, do you feel like it could suit different industries? And how do you see that approach going forward?
We have worked on Creator for different set of industry verticals. So let it be manufacturing, let it be IT, let it be solar industry, let it be automotive industry, let it be you can say food industry. So we have done it for all. The basic is that it gives us a platform on the cloud, and we can mend it the way we want to. That's the beauty of it. And we don't have to use the existing things. We can always play around with the UI UX. We can do a lot of changes within it, and definitely we can do a lot of integrations with it as well. So I would say it is not confined to a particular industry vertical. It's quite flexible.
Perfect. You mentioned earlier, like when you do the evaluation, when a company comes to you, you first try to identify like what existing technology they are using. Some could be using the legacy system or different application by different software vendors. Are people really adaptable to new technology, especially Zoho Creator being a low-code platform? Do they adapt quickly to it, or how is that thing taken by the end user?
That's a tough question, but I think I can answer that. I recently was going through a study by McKinsey, and that's where I found that uh, more than 80% of the organizations, they are trying to go digital. However, only 20% are able to go digital. It is because of the rigidness. It is because of the these systems can't be connected with the new systems. You know that if they do not want to live without the old system, they first and foremost these old systems require APIs in order to communicate with the new system, right? So API is the language that makes two systems communicate with each other. So once this happens, at that point in time, we definitely want to ask them, or we have to train them to adapt to the new system. And newer generation is very much okay adapting to the new system because they know the advantages. However, when it comes to the old generation, they are like old school. They want to do things in their own traditional ways. However, they need to understand that they are going to save time and effort, and they can focus on what they are good at, rather than just wasting time and energy into the things that they should not focus on. They keep on doing that. So sometimes we also face challenge as an implementer to make people understand that why they should be transitioning, because even with us the scenario happened wherein customer said, the owner said that he wants to move everything digital. So we were able to help this organization move digital. However, he said that my people are not using the system. It's been 3 months that my people are not using it. So what we did is we sent one of our person on site. So it was a US based customer, so in California. So we sent our resource on site so that that person could sit along with everybody in the team and ask them as to why are they reluctant to using the system, and show them why they should use it. Because ultimately, if we are helping them transition, we want them, we want it for their ease, not to discomfort them. So that's where we try to do this, and this training went quite well, though it was a client sponsored thing because they wanted us to come to their site, so they arranged our stay as well, because our solution architect went on site. So they arranged her stay. They ensured that she goes to the office on daily basis for a week's time at least, understand what are the challenges people are facing, make friends with them first of all. So because once they are friends, they'll tell you why I don't want to use. And then when you are a friend, you tell them how it's going to ease your life. So this is very important for the adaptation purpose. So that's one of the use case that I would say.
Perfect. You've mentioned one of this use case, like any one of implementation you've done. I think right now you've when we had a talk earlier, you mentioned that you have implemented more than 100 solutions using the Creator platform. Any one of your favorite story? I know it's a bit difficult to select one from the 100, but any one special use case that reminds your favorite till date?
This is the only one that I was just referring. This is my favorite because this was one of the toughest implementation, because this client was from the manufacturing industry vertical, based out of US, and they had 46 locations
Oh,
across 23 countries. And you can see how vast their system was. They were into uh, you know creating parts for the cars, such as dashboards and all. So they were creating molds. So they were doing all the paperwork. They had legacy systems which could maintain their data, and they were even sending papers via FedEx or UPS for signing from different vendors, because obviously they are handling large orders, so they had to do work with a lot of vendors. So they were wasting a lot of money when you understand, and time when they were sending out these paperwork, when they were saying that they were unable to track where logistics or where the most of the time was lost. So that's where their owner, when we discussed with him, he said that these are the major challenges that I face, that I am unable to track these things as to how much money is required, how much inventory is required, where are we failing in logistics. So he wanted to tap all these areas. That's where even during before the implementation, so our team visited there in order to understand their existing process. That's where we created a blueprint for them as to how information is flowing, what all stages do they have, what all approval processes they require, what all hierarchy system that they have. So you understand there are a lot of system. If they have got 46 locations, you can understand the tremendous work they had. And it took us more than 9 months to us in order to create the system, because it was on the go. Though we tried to capture everything, but you understand it was a very vast system that they wanted to take care of. So we had to we followed the waterfall model over here, and that's where we try to understand as to how information should flow on. So this was one of the complex implementations that we did, but when we saw the result, we were astonished to hear customer himself mention that they've got 135% as the ROI. Can you beat it? 135%.
That's a huge number.
And that's huge. And this guy was like, guys, you've saved me. You gave me breathing space. Now I can look at the reports. I can check the inventory. I can do I can use Zoho Sign for the paperwork. So all of my even files are getting uploaded. They had massive files. Zoho had a limitation at that point in time, if I'm not wrong. It was only 20 MB of file that was allowed to be uploaded, but we enabled this system to have 2 gigabytes of file in one go. So that's the kind of development we did in-house along with the Zoho team. So that enabled us to go that way and give the kind of comfort to the customer.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that story with us, Abhishek. Apart from our usual set of questions, we'll quickly dive into a quick rapid fire session. How do you view the leadership role? Like, how do you see yourself as a leader? And one learning or one thing you would like to share to future leaders or people who are already leaders, right? This is what makes me a leader. What would that be?
I believe first and foremost is getting along with the people that you work with. So that is the most important thing. You cannot, and I see that culture in Zoho. It's beautiful. When I came here, when I saw everybody is treated the same way, and I want that, I wanted to imbibe that system. I'm talking back of 2017. That's where I understood that this is something I want within my system. People should have open door policy. You should be approachable. A management or a leader should always be approachable, and these people should always be able to. It's not only the official things that they should be able to come up to. However, if they need some personal advice, they should be able to go to their managers, because their manager is their leader, no? So this person should be able to understand if they are facing some challenge. At that point in time, there was no work from home thing as well. But I used to ensure that I should give work from home to people who are in dire need. I don't have to ask them to take leaves. I can, clearly instructed our HR, that we give people the flexibility that they need so that they are happy working. I don't want to micromanage them. Rather, I'm just concerned about the output. As to if I'm getting the output, I'm happy, more than happy. So that's where I see that future leaders should always think about working together, and then leading by example. That is the most important thing. When you want somebody to follow you, you gotta walk on that path for sure.
Awesome, awesome.
Right.
That's a very pretty well put answer. In terms of taking a decision, if you had to look look up to someone, who would that be?
Uh, I'm not biased here, but I really look up to Mr. Sridhar.
Oh, okay.
I definitely seek him as a mentor. I met him, a couple of times, and I saw he's so humble, he's so approachable, and I could walk up to him. Even he holds big value in the Zoho ecosystem, and he's doing great work, for the young generation, and I look up to him. I definitely want to walk on his footsteps.
Nice. Thank you so much. Next, what's one core memory? It could be a personal or it could be professional life. One core memory of yours which you would always, cherish.
It's hard for me to say because you go through a lot of phases through your life. Yeah, the first or the like I said, the most important thing that makes me uh, where I'm still stuck is the humbleness. When I visited Zoho for the first time, I found how people could be so humble, so down to earth. I remember the case. There was a Inspire meetup going on, and I saw Mr. Dandapani, Mr. Rajendran. He couldn't find a space in the first row or anywhere. What I saw, and I was astonished that he went to the back and he was sitting on the floor with his laptop on. And I said, dude, this guy is the director of engineering in, with Zoho, and how come he's so humble, so down to earth that, I mean, it doesn't happen in North for sure. I mean, people would vacate their seats for, people who is senior to them. And that's where I love this culture. This is a memory that always tells me, dude, be humble. Dude, be like that. Be like them. Learn these things from them. And this is a memory, this is a learning, so this has a lot to do.
Awesome. Uh, Looking back at your life, if you get a chance to go back and change one moment, what would that be?
Okay, when you uh, changing one moment. I wish I would have been more flexible when it talks to customer handling or handling my team as well, because these are the things that you eventually learn over the time, right? If I could have focused more on my learning, though I carry so many certifications myself, I still see that there are a lot of areas that I want to work on. For instance, currently I'm exploring the AI part as well. I keep on attending these leadership sessions wherein I could improvise myself and I could direct my team as well, our managers, so that they become good leaders. So that's where I feel that this is definitely an opportunity or an area that I want to improvise on and I want to keep improving on.
Apart from work, what do you do in your free time? What do you love to do most?
Uh, I'm a nature lover, and I'm freak about cars. I do off-roading as well, so I own jeeps, and I love off-roading. And I take my dog along. So I have a golden retriever. His name is Simba. So I take him along, and he loves going to the nature. Going out in the nature, getting muddy, and then he loves spoiling everything, and then I make him clean. I give him a good bath, and then I spend time with him. I sit on the beach. I love to spend time in nature, and I love listening to soft music. I love listening to podcasts because these things definitely keep me grounded, and I hear a lot of Buddha stories as well. So this is something I love.
When you said podcast, I think creative conversations would be on your list now.
It is for sure.
Thank you so much. How do you like? What is your favorite capability when it comes to Zoho Creator as a platform?
Flexibility, that's the most versatile thing within Creator. And like I mentioned earlier, it's not confined to drag and drop. It can be highly customized. And in one of our webinars, I encountered this question wherein I and my team were showcasing the what is that we've done with Creator, and they said, one of the persons said, you said this is drag and drop, and you have created so much into it. I said that's the beauty, and it depends on you how you want to use it. So if you want to customize it it is highly customizable to the extent you can think of.
Awesome. Though you are a citizen developer yourself, have you built apps on Creator?
Personally, no, but I know how can these can be created, because while giving demonstrations, I've done that a lot of times. But I'm always being backed up by my solution architect, who saves me from all of that pain, or not pain, I would say, from that effort of digging deep into the coding stuff. So they take care of all of that, and the best thing that they've done is that they have created few packages which can be deployed to for new customers within less span of time. Because if, like I said, if we spent 9 months of time for implementation, that's too long of a time. But I would not say that till that time customer was waiting. So he was using other products of Zoho. It was not just the Creator, because I mentioned that he was using inventory, he was using Zoho Sign as well, and few other products that he was using.
Awesome. Are you currently working on any Creator implementations that you're very
Yes,
excited about?
yes, we are working on a couple of projects for now. One of them has been workstation management. Over there, this is the application for which we are providing support for now. So any sort of support queries comes in wherein any enhancements are required. Similarly, we are currently working on asset management, and we have created the SLA application on Creator. And there are many enterprise clients that we've worked with. I can't take their names because we are not allowed to, and but for sure they are the users. For them, we've implementations like for 5,000 users. That's the kind of implementations we've done. And when I say all of this, we are not confined to enterprise implementations only. Zoho, the beauty of Zoho is that it came out because it focused on small and medium businesses. So even with a single user, then when this kind of customer comes and says, I want to use Creator so that I don't have to do any more hiring, I can streamline all the processes within this platform only. So that's where we definitely have the packages for them, which can be deployed as soon as within 3-4 days. And it's gonna make their life easy. For example, this event management application, there was a dress for this dress for dance organization. You can understand that these are completely different industry verticals. When they come to us, that what is that they want to do, so we customize it based on their requirement. So that's what we do.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Moving forward, what are your plans with Zoho and Creator?
When I talk about Zoho, I see that there are a lot of advancements coming in. Even yesterday, I had a session with the Q Engine team, and I could see that this Q Engine is going to solve a lot of problems when it comes to testing, automation testing. Because earlier Zoho did not had any tools. So when we were kind of testing, performing the testing within our system, so it was all manual. So I had to make my QA team sit and to repeat all of that scenarios all over again. And then we used to create screencasts and all. I mean, we are doing still following that effort. And with that being said, when I heard this session that this thing is coming up, this is gonna add a lot of value with the AI coming in, and since we've also started working on the AI part, and we have recently created a chatbot integration as well. So wherein this is gonna automate a lot of things for the customers, wherein they don't have to put in a representative or a live agent over there to answer things. So this is going to you know create, I would say, massive disruption in the market. So that's what I foresee. And with Zia is already there, Sales IQ is there. There are a lot of things that are part of Zoho ecosystem. However, with this AI thing coming on, I see that of, it's limitless. The future is limitless. We can do anything that we want to, and we can definitely make people more enabled on the technology, and they should be able to focus on what they are good at. That's what I would say.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking your time and being here in India. And I hope you are having a good stay here, Abhishek.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to more such conversation. Before we end this podcast, one quick learning or something you would like to share to our viewers before we end it.
I think everything is good. I would love to have more interactions with people like you, so that it we definitely want to shed some light as to what Zoho is capable, what we are capable of, and how is that we can simplify people's life with the help of technology. People in the current age after the COVID, we learned that remote working is possible. People don't have to stick to the office routine. People don't have to follow those particular things. When things can be automated with the help of tools, why not use it? And it can be used for any industry vertical. So we are not confining ourselves to manufacturing, to IT, to event management. It can be used by anyone. So I would really recommend people to go for it and explore as how is that you can digitally transform your organization and create value for your system. Automate your system, guys. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. It's been a wonderful conversation. Looking forward to such more collaborations in the future. Thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much for having me here.